see, watch this. See? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So what I'm doing today is I'm actually putting some door lock switches in my car because I got this new head unit, got a new radio, got the Gen 5 DIY Chevy MyLink. And y'all know, if y'all ever replace the radio, you miss the unlock and lock button underneath the radio. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting door lock switches on my door panels, just like the 2013s on up or 2012s on up. They got the door lock switches on the door panels on each side. So what you would need door lock switches and the harness, of course. But you're gonna need this bezel right here. And in order to do that, you have to order a whole nother door panel. Take it off, or you can install the whole door panel if you want to, but take it off the door panel and put it on yours. What I was lucky enough that I found some bezels without buying a door panel. I did not see any more bezels on eBay that you can just get by itself. I got the door lock switch and I got the wiring harness from Gen 5 DIY. It came with the kit with the radio because that's what I want included. So back over here, the way I wired it, I poke a hole right here in this weather stripping, poke a hole right there, and I'm running it above this clip right here where the speaker screw in at. Coming above there, it goes around this connector that's inside. Once it does that, then it goes right beside this big connector right here that connects to the whole door. Here it is right here. It's coming out like underneath it a little bit. And also got some wire loom going over the wires. It's only the purple and the purple and orange is the one that's going inside the cabin. The black and yellow is staying, is getting tapped in the window switch. Yellow to yellow, black to black, and this is just for it to illuminate at night so you can see it. Nothing really special about it. I didn't want to solder it. You should solder it, but I didn't want to solder it. I just put electrical tape around it and be done with it. So I got the wire loom around it and had to take this piece out. This rubber boot, had to pry it out so I can get this wire loom to go inside of it. And after that, here's the wire loom right here. Got the wires running right here, and it's going to plug in the back of the radio of that harness that goes to the faceplate. I'm gonna do the same thing for the driver's side, but this side is pretty much done. I just gotta button everything back up and put it back together. Then I'll do that later once I get the other signal wires coming in. And it's going to connect to that faceplate harness. When I get to that point, I'll show y'all where I'm going to tap it in at. I also forgot to mention that I took this panel off, took that panel off, took this panel off, so I can have access to feed that wire loom through there, because it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. How I did it was I got some weed eater line and taped them 2 wires around that weed eater line. I fed the weed eater line through the wire loom and through the cabin, and that's how I did it right there. Also, I had to drill a hole. So I can feed the wires through. And before I did anything else, I put like 3 to 4 layers of electrical tape over the hole and poked a little hole through it so I can feed the wires through. That way the wires won't rub on that drill piece of metal that I just did. I found out that this was the only way without having to do pins inside the connectors and doing that. I ain't want to fool with all that. So I made a hard decision, and I decided to drill a hole to not make a headache out of it. But you know, I'm cool with my decision. You know, I like everything to look like it's factory, but with this, I think it really looks all right. Let me plug this back in. But when I open and close the door, I don't have any problems. I gave it enough room to where it can flex. That's what you really want to do. Have enough room for it to flex. But I also put electrical tape all around this wire loom so it'll stay put. I also did that as well. But everything's going well, as it should. I did test out the power that's coming from these, and it is working. I got one of the switches and I connected to this, and it does illuminate, so I know that's good to go. So yeah, I'll update y'all. This is the headache that nobody really shows. So if you're taking the bezels out and putting it on your door panels, you have to destroy one of these rivets to take it out. This is what I'm talking about. What I did was I got a pair of wire cutters and I destroyed the rivets. That's the only way how you can get it out. Then you got to flex this door insert to get it out. And you're not going to break the door insert. You just got to flex it real hard. And this top piece right here got a little groove that rests in there at the top. You got to pull that door insert far enough back so you can slide this little groove piece around it. And then it just pops out after that. That's the hard part right there. Thought I'll show y'all. All right, now when you get to the wiring step, you will be going back into your radio, the faceplate connector. You really ain't got to touch the radio. And you're going to tap into the wires from the faceplate connector. So you're going to tap your purple wire to number 12, which is going to be pink and black, and the orange wire to number 13, which is going to be orange and black. And if you're not running door lock switches in your doors, you'll attach the black to number 17, and you'll attach the yellow to the traction control button. It don't say which wire it is, but you know, you'll figure it out. That's really it. You're not really messing with the connector. You're just tapping into the wires. Just take 2 sections to cut off the insulation, pull it back. You take your wire and strip it and just wrap it around it with electrical tape. I mean, you can solder it, but for me, I'm not going to solder it. I feel like there's no need to. The wire's not going to be pulled on, so it's really your choice. All right, y'all, so I'm in the wiring process right now. I took the radio out for easy access, but you see the orange and black wire and you see the pink and black wire. I just cut it with a razor blade and then I slid it back. So the orange wire go to the orange and black. As you can see, I took both of them from both sides and wrapped them around that one wire. And that's the unlock button. I don't have the lock button wired up, but you can hear that clicking sound. Then on the passenger side unlock button, it works too. Lock it. See, watch this. See, with signal wires, they don't really require a good connection. It is, as long as it's touching by a thread, it'll work. Now you can't do it with your fingers on it because it won't work with your fingers on it, but if it's just touching by a thread, it'll work. I tested it out before I wrapped the wires around it. I just let it sit. I just let one of the wires sit on the wire from the connector and it started working. And I haven't even made a secure connection with it. What I did was I got a piece of weed eater string right here, and I taped the purple and the orange wire together on it, and then I pulled it through the back of this plate right here so I can pull it through there. Did it with both sides, and once I got both sides in, to make it easier on yourself, I taped the wires in place right there. And I did the same thing for the passenger side, so the wires won't try to go back inside of that hole, because they will try to go back inside that hole, and then you have to do the process all over again. So save you some time and just put some electrical tape around the wires to hold it in place once you get them up here real good. And what I did was I taped off the wires that I'm not working with yet. As you can see, the purple wire right there, that's right there, so I can just focus on the orange wires and the wire that I'm trying to connect it to. Once I wrap that around with electrical tape, then I'll move on to the next wire, which is this one right here. And then I'll update y'all once I got both of those wrapped. And I'll show y'all later on tonight what the door lock switches look like at night too. Cause I do got it wired up for power. And that's it really. I'll give y'all some updates if something else come up.